Okay. Testing. Oh, it's working. Hi, guys. It's me, Brooke, the Truthful Groomer. Welcome to a Truthful Groomer podcast. This is Bite Me. This is where we discuss the hard issues. I talked a little bit in the last video, in the intro video to the podcast, about what it is we're going to be doing here and how we're going to be doing it. But this is the first official episode to the first season of Bite Me, a Truthful Groomer podcast. The only podcast where we dismantle the dogma that the patriarchy taught us and confront uncomfortable truths for a better tomorrow. And I'm Brooke. Most of you don't know that. And that's kind of what this episode is about. You guys don't know my name. You don't know what I'm about. You don't know how I came to be or where I came from. Some of you do know that I come from South Dakota. Oh, and some of you come from South Dakota too. So we can kind of commiserate over that together. But the podcast essentially, it's a variant of my viewership on TikTok. When I started TikTok, sorry, I just got to get some better LED lighting going on here. There we go. When I started TikTok, it was because I was bored in the pandemic. I think that's like that for most of us. And it just kind of became this thing. I didn't intend to become a political pundit for TikTok, but I guess that's what happens. I don't know why people follow me, but they do, and I'm grateful for it. And I'm grateful to get to speak my truth on here every day, on TikTok, wherever. The more we can talk about these things, I think the better the world will become for our children, for future generations, and for society in general. When I started getting a viewership, people told me you need to keep this separate because I'm a dog groomer, right? They said you need to keep the dog grooming separate from you as an individual, especially being from a red state. You don't want to get that mixed in. But I don't feel like you can hide from the internet. So I always just kept the two together. I mean, that was my whole platform, was the Truthful Groomer. And so then people wanted to, typically white males who would know this term better than most, they said, well, groomer, that's, oh, my microphone. They said, well, groomer, that's a negative association. Don't you know what grooming means? But like, if you look up, let's look up the term grooming. If you look up the term grooming, it's not just a sexual innuendo. And shame on anybody for having a dirty mind like that anyways. Like, why is that the first reference? I think that you having that first inclination about me upon hearing that name says a lot more about you than it does me. But the reason I decided to keep it as the Truthful Groomer is because, one, I don't have any filter, which most people who have viewed me on TikTok know already. So everything I say is truthful by default. There's no option in my brain to not tell the truth. I would know what it's like to lie if I tried. Like, it doesn't feel right to me. Honesty is a high value to me. And I think there's little things like white lies, like telling somebody, oh, I got you this for Christmas, and you got them something else to surprise them. And then there's just blatant outright lies. And I've been in 3 abusive marriages, and we can talk about those all day, but that's for another episode. But the definition of grooming is the practice of brushing and cleaning the coat of a horse, dog, or other animal. So that would be what I do by trade by day. That's dog grooming. Or, and then you have the definition, which the gross definition that people refer to, the sickness. But additionally, groom as a whole can be said to give a neat or tidy appearance to someone. And it can also be used to prepare or train somebody for a certain activity. So when we talk about giving a neat and tidy appearance and preparing ourselves for a certain type of activity, what I think about when I think about, like, there's dog grooming, but then there's the Truthful Groomer. Like, I feel like, and my analytics indicate that my audience is primarily women, single women. I feel like what the Truthful Groomer provides to that entity is that we are grooming ourselves, we're preparing ourselves, training ourselves for a better future, for a better way of life, for undoing all of the patriarchy's systemic gaslighting they've done over years. We are training. Sorry, I lost it here. We're preparing or training ourselves for a particular activity, that activity being equal. We're preparing ourselves for a better future. I'm so tired, you guys. I'm so tired. And if you guys, of the way things are, and if you guys, if you watch me on TikTok, if you watch the podcast, you're tired too. You're tired of being in that courtroom and having the judge look down upon you. You're tired of having cops and Big Brother looking after you and you're not doing anything. You're tired of having to prove yourself. You're tired of the government not taking care of us. You're tired of people walking all over you. You're tired of having to do more work for less pay day in and day out with no appreciation, no gratification, like not even to yourself. We have to start grooming ourselves not only for the practice of a specific activity coming up, but we have to start taking care of ourselves, like grooming ourselves. Like women have to start taking care of themselves. In the last episode, or the intro episode, I talked about the patriarchy and how that came to be. And that part of the reason the patriarchy exists is because women are too tired and exhausted to fight it. It's designed that way. It's designed to keep us tired. So we can't say, wait a minute. Fucking, I need a minute. Can I get a nap? Can I get a shower? Can I get some fucking human rights up in this? Like, you need to stop and do that. You don't want 10% of somebody else's 10%. Like, you want 100% for yourself. That's what you want, right? You should want that for yourself. We should all want that for ourselves. It's time to take our power back. In a nutshell, that is what the podcast is and will be about. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about the groomer aspect of it, because I don't want people to be confused. Like, I am a dog groomer. I do talk a lot of shit, but it's truthful shit. And those two entities come together to form a truthful groomer. And that is, I guess, my brand. But the podcast is Bite Me, because that is what we're doing. We're saying, hey, we're here. We're doing this. Fuck you if you don't like it. And that's what I'm here to do. And I'm really glad that you're here on this journey with me. I look forward to months to come when we will be doing interviews with followers, interviews with other creators, and really hitting the hard topics as to what we can do to change things. I think talking about them is the first step. Nobody has any concrete plans for the future. We've got a new female vice president. We'll see where that's going to take us. Right now, there's a lot of healing to do for the last 4 years. So the podcast will go over those issues over a time period. For now, we're just doing the groundbreaking work. I'm not sure. We're still in the early stages. I'm not real sure where everything's headed yet. But for now, you can know that, oh, someone's here. I don't know. Okay, somebody came to say hi. But for now, you can know that I'm here to guide us through this process, and you're here to guide us too. We're all in this together. So yeah, there's going to be a website. There will be a Patreon. On the website is where you can, if you want to be a dog groomer like me, you can add intro into dog psychology courses. I think that animals being integrated into our lives helps us come back to, like, what is kindness? What is, in this horrible world, at least we have the dogs. I guess you could say that my podcast is Jenna Marbles-esque. It's like we talk about hot button issues, we talk about controversial topics, we laugh a little, and we pet dogs. So that is essentially what you'll find there in the website. Here is the vlog. Here's the podcast. On the website, you'll find the vlog and blog where you can discuss the forum. There is some merch there. If you want to be a dog groomer like me, you'll have access to some of those courses, and you can also purchase merch there, and there's a contact me link as well. So anyways, welcome to the first episode. That's how the Truthful Groomer Bite Me podcast came to be. This is what we're going to be doing, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.